Hello, everyone, and welcome to Computer Science Principles. My name is Glyn Dobson, and I'm going to be one of the guides, or I guess coaches, that's going to be taking you through the various units that make up Computer Science Principles. Uh, Today, we're starting with Lesson 1, Unit 1. So, welcome to Computer Science Principles. Before we go any further, if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you have created an account within code.org. You can join the class section out there. Go to studio.code.org/join and use the code that Coach O'Neill will be able to provide to you. Replace that red text that says replace with the code, and then make sure you join the class section. You will need this because this is where you will be submitting assignments, and you can also pull down extra information that we may not discuss directly during these recorded lessons. Okay, so today's warm-up and our very first discussion topic. So what is something that you know a lot about, something that you could teach somebody? So think about something that you know a lot about, something that you're knowledgeable about. It could be mechanics, it could be music, it could be science, it could be geography, it could be how a car works, it could be how a computer works, it could be coding. Doesn't have to be computer related, but just something that you know something about, something that you're good at, and something that you could teach somebody about that. So, take a minute, see if you can think about something that we can use here. And I'm going to use that something that you have decided upon in today's activity. And we're going to be building a rapid prototype. So for your area of interest, I'd like you to identify some way that technology is used with or affects that thing. Using the provided template, and I'm going to show you the template in a second, make a suggestion for either a way that technology might be improved to make it better, faster, easier to use, or a creative or innovative new technology that might help solve some problem within that area, or at least make that area better. And then you're going to start to sketch your idea out on a poster. Well, that's this poster here. We're going to be using the slide I'm going to show you in a second, and that will be used to make a visual representation of your ideas. So if you are in need of some inspiration, I do have some samples here we can show you. Well, actually, let's go and take a look at the template first so you know what it is you need to look at. So where is, start the show again, where is our template? And all of these files are available in Google Classroom. Here's the template here. So here's the template, your name, your area of interest, and then identify some way that technology is used with or affects your area of interest. Make a suggestion for either a way that technology might be improved or a creative and innovative new technology that might help solve some problem within that area. And then you're going to use this page here to do your rapid prototype. Now, we're in PowerPoint here, so you can just go ahead and drag these on, and put whatever text in there you want. You can, if you can go into, I'm looking for here, text box, and put a text box in there. This is some text. And if you want to have some examples, these are some examples from, I guess, other groups of students who have gone through this. So we've got examples here from sports, aviation, art, music, Rubik's Cube solving. That's quite interesting. Football, basketball, riding bikes, entomology. It's interesting. What else have we got in here? Woodworking, genetics, music, nails. If any of you guys want to talk about acrylic nails, rock climbing, basketball, golf, learning to code. That's a good one. So here's a whole bunch of examples for you if you need some inspiration, and then you can also see how they built out their prototype. And here's I guess this one for group 2 must be for cycling. So if we go back to here, looks like my area of interest is going to be riding bikes. So a new technology for creating a smoother shifting feeling and a smoother coasting feeling. New material for the gears that might make them have less friction, and stiffer rubber for tires for better bearings can help the bike coast for a longer period of time. So I guess we have gear shifting, bearings. So just something there to visualize what you would like to have or what you would like to do. Let's go take a look at the template again. Template is here. So I want to go to my template. Let's say my name is, my area of interest is, I want to say driving. So identify some way that technology is used with or affects your area of interest. Make a suggestion for either a way that technology might be improved to make it better, faster, easier to use, or a creative, innovative new technology that might help solve some problem. So let's think about what some of the, let's think about where we can make driving better. So we could develop a system to alert the driver when traffic slowdown is detected to help prevent an accident. And my spelling is atrocious here, so I'm going to go back and fix my spelling errors. Help prevent an accident. Creative or innovative new technology that may help solve some problem within that area, or at least make it better. So what could we alert? So we could have them audible. Alerts, visual alert. So audible alert is probably the better. Not auditable. I say audio because I can't spell. Audio alert. Visual alert, probably not as useful, because typically when you drive and you're looking through the windshield and not down at the cluster or display or anything. But I have seen some vehicles that actually have that. It's kind of a bar that sits above the gauges, and it flashes bright so the driver can actually see that. But it's audio alert, visual alert, and then you could say active intervention, and by that I mean maybe the car could automatically apply the brakes, maybe the car could automatically try to avoid swerve, something like that. And then over in here, let's go back and fix my stuff I did before. So let's go. Right, so let's do this. That is a windshield or a windscreen. Here's a steering wheel. There we go. Ooh, round steering wheel. Steering wheels are usually round, so that's a steering wheel. Let's say let's go put a text box in there. So insert text box. Let's say audio alert when traffic detected. And actually, I'm going to do this. That's a car in the windshield. Yeah, you can see up front. I'll make my steering wheel look a little more like a steering wheel by doing this, I think. There we go. There's my steering wheel. That's a car up in front, so audio alert when traffic detected. What else can we say? We could do and these down here. I'm going to have those represent the pedals, and we're going to do 2 pedals because it's an automatic car, doesn't need a clutch. So we're going to say our 2 pedals. Probably needs to be over this side though rather than that side. So there's our 2 pedals, and we can say let's put another text box in. Text box. Automatically apply brakes. To prevent collision. Okay, so that is an example of my prototype for driving. So, like I said, we have all these different examples here if you need some inspiration. So go ahead and take a look at the examples. Get hold of the prototype template, this file here, and go ahead and build out your prototype. And when you've done that, let's come back and we'll continue on the lesson. Go ahead and pause this until you've completed your prototype, and then come back and continue on. Okay, so you've all done your prototype now. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And I'm going to go ahead and watch a video now. So computer science is changing everything. So this video just illustrates how computer science is ingrained in society in ways that you would probably not imagine. You know, think about automotive cars right now. See, here's an example. So I just got a new F-150 truck. I hacked it. I downloaded some software, put it on my laptop. I bought a cable that hooked it up to the car, and I changed some of the software settings on the car. Now, if you think back to when cars were first invented, there was no software in cars. It was all mechanics. It was all cogs. Nowadays, cars are basically just computers on wheels with an engine. Aeronautics, energy, fashion, everything. You know, the computer science is ingrained so much into society now that you can't escape it. So it is a great idea that even if you aren't really interested in taking computing any further than high school, you should at least have a background knowledge of it, because no matter what kind of career you will have some aspect of computing in. So let's go ahead and watch the Computer Science is Changing Everything video.
I think 19th century was about the Industrial Revolution, about electricity, about disrupting the agricultural society and making it more advanced. The 20th century was about physics and engineering to do more things easier in our everyday life, from refrigerators to washing machines. How convenient. And the 21st century is definitely the digital age. It's the internet.
Even if you want to become a race car driver or play baseball, or build a house, all of these things have been turned upside down by software.
The lettuce bot is a robot that can sense its environment. Every single hour, this lettuce bot is seeing 1.5 million plants, and it's taking individual action on those plants. We enable lettuce growers to have higher yields in their field by helping make it cheaper, by helping produce food in a more sustainable way. And that wasn't previously possible without computer science and technology.
I have a really fun job where we build Polyvore, which kind of combines all my favorite things, so programming as well as fashion and art and design and shopping. Half the products you use these days are software products that you play with on maybe your phone. And so if you want to build something cool, you need to know programming, right? And there's so many things that you can do with computer science. So if you just work backwards from the cool thing that you want to build and figure out what that is, a lot of times computer programming is part of that, right? So you should learn the skill.
It's really exciting right now. The technology that we're developing right now is going to be used by your doctor in the next decade. When you come into the office and you're sick, the doctor is going to be like, all right, spit in this cup. And I will put it into this magic machine, which is a sequencer. And in an hour, I can tell you what you have or what's wrong with you. So if we're looking for a new virus, for example, we'll download a database of all the viruses that are known. And we'll search for, our sequence of interest against a whole database of all viruses. So you still need somebody to analyze the data. The computer is not smart enough yet.
Our software helps people save energy and thereby reduce their carbon emissions. To date, we've saved over 8 terawatt hours, which is the equivalent of about 1.1 million cars on the road.
When you're forecasting the wind, there's so many different parameters that go into it. It would be impossible for a human to sit down and do all those calculations. We need a computer model in order to forecast it.
I write software which scans images, looking for bad images that we know are illegal. I work very closely with organizations like the National Center for Missing Children. I know that the work that we've done has impacted the life of people. And I feel very strongly about it because there's a lot of social problems right now that could really leverage the use of technology. It's a lot about empowering the people who are there helping the world by giving them the tools to be able to do better. That's something that we can do right now, and the tools available are huge.
The merging of art and technology is getting more and more significant now because computers and software are such an integral part of our lives day to day. People are realizing that it can be quite creative to take this medium of computers and create incredible works of art.
In Finding Nemo, when Crush and Squirt and all the friends are flying through the East Australian Current, you're seeing images of water flowing by, you're seeing the colors on the back of the turtle, you're seeing the sides of the fish. All of those things are generated through math and computer programs that we write, that we then give to the artists, and they take that to create that final image and tweak it and make it look beautiful and look fun.
The crux of it is really about invention. It's about looking at the world and being dissatisfied with things and questioning everything.
I always felt like if I didn't learn how to program, it would be like not learning how to read. The future would just be closed to me.
If you're in the coding profession, there's so many things that you can do, and you can pretty much pick and choose the course you want to be in.
I think that you can start something in your college dorm room, and you can have a set of people who haven't built a big company before come together and build something that 1 billion people use as part of their daily lives is just crazy to think about, right? It's humbling and it's amazing.
Really, it's about the chance to reinvent things and then see it out there in the world and see people using it and having fun or having a better life because of something that wasn't there before that you put in the world.
Alright, so hopefully that video turned out okay. If you couldn't see it or the audio wasn't very good at all, there will be a link to the video in Google Classroom. So if you're unable to watch it or hear it properly through this recording, go ahead and click on the link on Google Classroom and watch it that way. So wrap up for today then. What are you excited to learn about in this class? So I'm sure some of you may have some experience with computers, some of you may not. Some of you may have expectations of what you think you will learn in this class. Some of you may have no idea. Thinking about what you think you may see in this class or what you might learn to do in this class. So what are some of the things that you're excited about learning as part of this class? Thinking about when I guess I've always been interested in computers. I first started doing coding, I guess, when I got my first computer, which would have been, was probably 13 or 14 years old. It was a CPC, Amstrad CPC computer, green screen, about 10 inches green screen with this huge keyboard and a tape deck that you put tapes in there, and it came with something called BASIC, which was a coding language that you could use to have the computer do things. And BASIC stood for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. IT people like to make crazy acronyms, so BASIC. And it looked like 10 print hello, 20 go to 10. So that was some of the things that I was excited about when I first got my first computer. Having the computer do stuff that I wanted it to do, as well as playing computer games. So things you might be excited about learning as part of this class. And then for our final today, for your exit ticket, what we're going to be doing is let's shoot on over to code.org. And there's this link here. This link will also be in Google Classroom as well. So let's shoot on over to code.org. And starting out in computer science. So computer science has changed the way we communicate with each other. Everyone can learn computer science and make a difference. Now, we understand that computer science might be new to a lot of you, and which means it might be difficult at first. And even for those of you who are familiar with computing and computer science, as we get onto some of the more advanced topics, it may start to become difficult. So here are some quotes from students. These are quotes directly from students, describing some of their strategies and how they learn best. For me, when I'm learning something, I always learn by doing. I like to get my hands dirty. I like to roll up my sleeves and do it. So for me, the practical aspect of these lessons that we'll be doing are what I would use to learn best. And everything that you will be doing when it comes to the coding piece later on, either myself or one of the other guides, one of the other instructors that are going to be working through with you, they will also have done this themselves, because, and I'm sure they feel the same way, that doing things hands-on is the best way of learning. But here's some strategies that you can use to help you as you progress through the various modules, as you progress through the curriculum. Go ahead and type in some of your own strategies and insights and how you learn best and how they're similar or different to these insights up here that the students have submitted. Let's go ahead, enter your strategies in here, and go ahead and submit it, and that is your exit ticket for today. And that is everything we wanted to cover today in our first lesson. So hopefully you found that interesting, and I will talk to you again in our next lesson.